What's up, everybody? Welcome back for me, I guess, from out east, both with Grand Con as well as my apartment hunting trip out to Boston. Those are now in the books. And good news, I now have a place to live, which is awesome. So that's great. So this is the final weekly look ahead from HCHQ in Denver. I realize that normally we do these on Sundays. However, we have some content coming tonight that I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of. And with me having been out of town until, I don't know, about an hour and a half ago, I wanted to make sure that all this got out to y'all. So this is going to be a little bit longer than our normal weekly look aheads because it's going to be the week's content and kind of what the transition is going to be. I touched on this a bit before in the Ask the Elephant last week. However, I wanted to touch on that as well. So welcome everybody watching live. I appreciate y'all coming to hang out. I'll make it somewhat brief, and as well as after the fact for later on this week. I appreciate it, y'all. So let's go ahead and roll into the content for the next 7 days. So Friday through next Thursday. Next Thursday being the 27th. And we'll talk about that here in just a bit. So let's go ahead and get started on this. So starting off with tonight, we have the first bit of content, obviously, tonight, Friday, 1900. So that's in 5 hours from now. We're going to be live streaming PowerGrid, the Indian subcontinent. And hopefully we have 4 to 5 players for that tonight. We're hoping. So yeah, gonna have a teach, but it's only going to be the teach for the differences in from the base PowerGrid map and the Indian subcontinent map. It's going to be me, Michael, Marnie, and we hope a couple others. So stay, hang out with us later on tonight. 1900 tonight, Mountain Daylight Time, which is 0100 UTC and 0300 CEST. All right. So that is the first thing that we have tonight. I realized that we streamed, about a month ago, the original PowerGrid, but the feedback was so positive. We were like, you know what, before we get out of here, and because it's Michael's and Marnie's one of their favorite games, why not do another before HCHQ Denver is moved? So why not? So that's what we're doing. And speaking of which, if you guys haven't heard the review that Michael and I did over on the podcast for PowerGrid, I'd suggest you go back and listen to it. Go over to heavycardboard.com or your favorite podcast apps, and you can listen to it there. All right. I think it was really good review of the game myself, but obviously y'all will be the judges of that. So that's what we have tonight. Saturday is going to be the final game day here at HCHQ. No streaming, no nothing, just Saturday gaming. Why, you might ask, are we having gaming even though I'm going to be packing up the house and getting ready to move? Well, we have to get ready for Sunday's live stream. And Sunday's live stream is what? Oh, that's right. BIOS Megafauna 2. Yep. Big thank you to Dominic D, who is driving down from Wyoming to be able to teach this game to the group here. And we're going to be live streaming it on Sunday morning, 1100 Mountain Daylight Time, 1700 UTC, which is 1900 CEST. BIOS Megafauna 2, the Phil Eklund Beast. People have been asking me for it in Slack and on social media and everything. Dominic said, you know what? I feel comfortable enough with the game to teach it. And I said, by all means, have at it. So that's what he's going to do. He's coming down either tonight or tomorrow and staying the night. And we're going to stream it for you guys also while he's here. Well, you know what? We're going to actually talk about that here in a little bit. The other thing that he's going to be doing while he's here. So BIOS Megafauna 2 at 1100 Mountain Daylight Time on Sunday. Okay. Then on Monday, something a little bit different. So if you notice, if you're looking at this on YouTube, you see that we're going to be streaming Welcome to, the game from Deepwater Games. It's a roll and write or a flip and write or whatever it is they're calling it nowadays. This is going to be Monday evening, 1900 Mountain Daylight Time, 0100 UTC, 0300 CEST. But here's what's going to make it a little bit different. Adrian's going to run the game. So he's played it a bunch. He actually demoed it a bunch for Deepwater Games at previous cons. Adrian from Mile High Game Guys. Well, obviously I'm going to be playing it, but y'all are going to be playing it as well for those that are watching live. And honestly, those that are watching after the fact could play along as well. If you go over, I think it's over on BGG. If you go over to BGG, the file, the actual page that you write on, is actually posted there to where you can print off a copy yourself and play along with us. So it's going to be HC versus MHGG versus the Peanut Gallery. So that said, that should be a lot of fun. So play along with us and we'll see who does the best. I think that'll be a lot of fun. That should be a cool way to be interactive with you guys on Monday night. So that should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. Now, is it fun? Thinky filler? Absolutely, and that's all it is. I get that, but still, it should be a lot of fun. I think Adrian and I came up with the idea a couple weeks ago, and we were trying to figure out timing for everything, and we said, "Hey, Monday night, why don't we do that before I move out of here?" And so, yeah, that's what we're doing. Also, on that note, I saw Nolan from Deepwater Games at GrandCon, and he actually gave me one of the new player mat or game mats for Welcome to, so you guys will be able to see it debuted on the live stream Monday night as well. So that should be a good time. At least I'm hoping it's a good time. I probably won't do well, but I'm hoping we have fun with it. So that's Monday. Then on Tuesday, we have a sponsor playthrough of the Artemis Project, which is a dice drafting, pretty mean little game that I actually saw at Gen Con. And the folks there at Grand Gamers Guild asked if that's something that we would be interested in doing. And you guys know how I like dice drafting. And I was like, yeah, I think we can do that. So that pretty mean little game. So we're going to be playing that on Tuesday evening, 1900 Mountain Daylight Time, 0100 UTC, 0300 CEST. It's definitely falls in a medium category, but I figure with BIOS Megafauna on Sunday, I think we can get away with that. I'm okay with that. I'm looking forward to that. So that's on Tuesday evening. Wednesday is going to be a day of rest as far as the show goes, but it's going to be a day full of packing and getting everything ready to move out east. However, on Thursday is going to be a really big, I think significant day for Heavy Cardboard. The reason is, first off, we have our review over on the podcast of Root, and Dominic, who is coming down to teach BIOS Megafauna 2, is also going to be the guest that I'm going to have for the Root review. So episode 121, I believe it is. Yep, that's what it says. Episode 121. So it's going to be the Heavy Cardboard review of Root, the latest craze that is all over, well, the internet, and set the board game world ablaze, and see whether or not people were kind of bummed that we didn't give a roundtable discussion during the playthrough because it was a sponsored playthrough. Well, now you get our unabridged and unedited, well, in that regard, thoughts on Root. So it should be a good review. We're going to be recording that this coming weekend, and it'll be released on Thursday. All right, so there's that. But also on Thursday, a significant thing is going to take place. This is going to be the final stream for HCA or out of HCHQ Denver, and it's going to be a patron-only Glory to Rome stream of Spiekerstadt. The reason we chose the Spiekerstadt, honestly, is two reasons. One, it's a really brutal auction game. And number two, it plays 5 players. We very well might have more than 5 people in the studio that evening. So a lot of folks that have helped out along the way are going to be here. We're probably going to be doing a little bit of drinking that evening, and it's going to the Glory to Rome board is going to be put to rest for that evening and to resurface again when we move the studio out east. This is available only to our patrons. We thought this would be a good way to send off the show out of Denver, so that's what we're doing. So any folks that support the show at the $5 and up level are going to get access to this live. 1900 Mountain Daylight Time, 0100 UTC, 0300 CEST. This will very much be not safe for work, especially if we're drinking. Should be a good time. So yeah, and that's gonna pretty much do it. At that point, once I hit stop recording, we're gonna start tearing down this studio. Now, there may be some time this week before I tear down the studio to where I might grab one of these cameras that's up around here and live stream and kind of take you on a tour of the studio. It's not a big room. Everyone is surprised at how small this room is. But that said, since we're tearing it all down, thought some folks have asked, why don't we do that? I'm going to try to. If so, that's going to be a bit of a impromptu stream where I'm able to make time this week around packing and everything else. So just subscribe down below, hit the little bell to where you get notified whenever we go live, and that would be your best way if you want to see the tour live of the very small heavy cardboard studio here in Denver. All right, so that's the content for this week, okay? However, that's not to say that's all the content that's going to be coming from HCHQ over the next few weeks. So here is the plan as it's written right now, again, written in mud. The show goes, the show in the studio will stop on Thursday, September 27th. That's the last one. So you'll get the bi-weekly podcast and the fortnightly podcast, and then the live stream of the Speakerstat. That night and the next day, we're going to be packing up and tearing down the entire studio and getting this ready. And if all goes well, knock on wood, be hitting the road on Saturday morning. So Saturday morning, I believe, is the 29th. Yes, the 29th of September is when going to be hitting the road. The plan is for the move to take place over 4 days. So the first stop right now is from here to Kansas City. So Saturday night barbecue meetup somewhere. That's kind of the plan. We're going to do a meetup. We're going to record some stuff along the way. The second day, I'm not sure where exactly we're going to be stopping each day, so stay tuned on that. I will be announcing all that in Slack, on social media, in the guild, etc., etc. So yeah, that'll take place over 4 days. So if all goes well, then that means I arrive at the apartment in Wakefield, which is northwest suburb of Boston, where I now have a place, on the 2nd. Hopefully a couple days later, stuff will follow. We're going to then send an SOS out to all the herd that is in the Boston area and as many people that are willing to come and help unload. And then from there, set up the studio there. Once we have the studio, or even before we have the studio set up, probably going to do a live stream here or there next week, either on the move or right after I got to Boston. Kind of a Ask the Elephant, and it's going to be probably me and a whole bunch of boxes in the background. So it's not going to be the studio set up yet. And then after that, once we get the studio set back up over there, we're going to have a week or so of live streams before I got to head out to Essen and pick up about a pallet's worth of games to bring back for the year's reviews. So that's kind of the plan. Again, written in mud, so keep that in mind. But my suggestion is subscribe down below here for any impromptu live streams, including any Ask the Elephant type stuff that I'm doing from the road or things like of that nature. Subscribe over on social media, Heavy Cardboard over on Twitter and on Facebook, and also over on Instagram. The Guild is number 2044 on BGG. And of course, for all our $5 and up patrons, they get access to the Slack channel, and going to keep them all abreast of everything over there. So yeah, that's what's coming. I think it's insane that we're trying to do this much content between now and the time I'm leaving. I know that, but I'll be honest. I promise you guys 2 to 3 live streams a week. So we haven't done any yet this week. So Friday and Sunday are still this week. There's your 2 live streams. Next week, we got one Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, plus the fortnightly podcast. I'm just trying to keep up my end of the bargain. After that, during the move, as I told y'all, the show's going to go dark studio-wise for a couple of weeks, obviously, because we got to tear it down and set it back up. So I appreciate your patience with that, but should be a lot of fun. Should be exciting. A ton of work over the next week here, packing everything up and getting ready. And I'm going to basically spend every waking hour making up boxes and packing up games and packing up all the stuff here at the house and getting ready for the move. Then shipping containers show up next week. Pack it up and head on out. So there we go. That's that's kind of where we're at. All right. So I appreciate it, everybody. Hopefully y'all are excited about the content that have coming. And again, if you want to be a part of that final live stream, you can go to pledgehc.com, support the show, $5 and up, join the 732 herd members, or you can either on Patreon or buy an annual membership from the store. So it's completely up to you. Just go to pledgehc.com, check it out. Other than that, that's it. That's all I got. I will see y'all in under 5 hours for PowerGrid on the Indian subcontinent. All right. Thanks everybody for joining. And yeah, that's pretty much. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that I have? I'm looking at chat. See if there's anything from y'all here. Let's see. Is there anything? Nope. I guess not. So that said, I'll see y'all tonight. All right. Take care, everybody. Really appreciate all the support and kind words as the transition's been going on. And there were people that asked about Amanda. Amanda leaves Thursday. She's moving to Florida on Thursday. So she's heading out then. All right. Cool. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful week. And hopefully join us for these live streams. Going to be a lot of fun this week. And hopefully you guys can make the time to hang out with us. All right. Take care, everybody.